Hey, good morning. Are your habits helping or hurting your success? Cici Cheney here, and today I thought I would share four positive habits to help you boost your success. On a day to day basis, I talk to people all the time who are walking around and feeling overwhelmed and feeling like they have this endless stream of work to do, or a general feeling that there's just not enough time in the day to do everything that they want to do. In fact, I've had this conversation a couple of times already this week, and I thought, let's talk about it, right? Because I think sometimes trying to make it through the day, we just find ourselves in a position where we let things fall to the wayside, or we create bad habits just so that we can kind of make it through the day. But it's important that we really make it a point to establish positive habits so that we can actually set ourselves up for success down the line, right? Because success doesn't happen overnight. And if you've got bad habits, then guess what? It's going to take even longer to get there. So I thought, why don't we share some positive habits that can help you boost your success? Now, if you've got some ideas, I'd love to hear them. Go ahead and drop your favorite positive habits in the comments. But I'm going to share a couple of them with you so that you can really be on track for success. So the first thing that I like to do that I found to be very helpful is creating a task list that you can use to attack your day. Now, some people are going to want to do this the night before, so this is what I'm going to do, or they're going to want to do it first thing in the morning so that they can attack their day, right? And so what I find when I'm talking to people who have a million things to do, I just don't know how I'm going to do it all, Cici, is that all the things are here and the things are not in front of them, right? And so when you know exactly what it is that you have to do, you're more apt to get them done. Now, the other thing that you want to do is you want to pay attention to which tasks you're choosing to attack first. Hey guys, thanks for hopping on. So appreciate seeing you. So I like to do my high leverage stuff first. What's the stuff that drives me further in my business? What are those levers in my business that make the most impact, right? Kind of following that 80-20 rule. 20% of your activities are going to yield you 80% of your results. So focus in on those 20% activities that drive you further towards your goals, right? So you really want to focus on those things. I think that they're incredibly important. And then once you've done those things, shoot, celebrate them. And if you don't get all of the minuscule tasks done, that's okay. You've already done the things that drive you further. So that's tip number one. Let me know if that sounds like something that you could implement. Tip number two, this one is for people who are feeling a little bit stuck, right? Maybe you have an idea of where you want to go, but you're like, I don't know what my next step should be. Talk it out with people, right? And it seems like such a simple thing, but I have talked to so many people who are feeling stuck and they're stuck in their head, right? But they haven't actually had a conversation that allows them to explore their options. So when I have a coaching call, for example, and I'm talking to someone and they're telling me that they're feeling stuck, just the act of talking through, of course, I'm asking questions to help them in that process, but just the act of talking through often will spark some inspiration or some innovation that will allow them to move forward, right? So if you're in a position where you're feeling stuck, go out there and get some different ideas. Talk to people that you know or trust. Talk to mentors, right? And get your ideas flowing. Get it out of your head so that you can start to make some progress. Now, the third tip, this is all about values, right? So I talk to a lot of people who kind of are in conflict with their values because they say out loud, these are the things that are important to me, but they're not necessarily living in those values. And so the third tip is all about carving out time for what matters. So let's say you have a side business. I know many of my friends do, right? You have a side business and you're like, that's something that's so important to me, but you're not dedicating any time to it. So you're out of congruence with your values in that situation. The same goes for people who say, my family is so important to me, but you've not carved out time to actually spend time with them and to be in the moment with them. Hey, Rayanne, lovely seeing you, girl. It's been so long. Right? So, really being in congruence with your values is so important. So, if your family is important, setting some time aside so that you can be with them in the moment, putting your phone down. If your business is important, carving out time in your schedule to actually work towards that, right? And then use tip number one that I shared earlier about using those high leveraged activities in those things. So, the time that you are spending is focused, right? So combining those two tips will probably really even get you further in your success. And tip number four, this is the last one. And this one, guys, is so important. I have been working on this one personally for quite a while. I did a journaling activity yesterday and realized, holy crap, I stopped doing this as often as I needed to. And this is setting some boundaries and learning to say no, right? So when you've got a lot of things on your plate, that is not going to stop people from asking more of you, right? Like, anybody been there? Have you ever been like, oh my God, I've got so much stuff to do, and then here's your boss adding something else, or your family adding something else, or you needing to do something else? So what you really want to do in terms of this habit is make it a habit to ask yourself, does this serve me? Or does this serve my goal? Does this serve my mission? Right? I have so many millions of things that I could be doing to in my business, right? Or in my businesses, right? And if something additional comes up, I have to ask myself, does this serve my mission? And if it doesn't, I have to learn to say no. Sorry, I can't do that for you now. Sorry, I cannot invest another hour listening to you rant and rave about how much your life sucks right now, right? When people want more of your time and you don't have it to give, it's okay to say no, right? And you want to be in practice of that skill. It's a skill. It's a little muscle you have to develop. But asking yourself, does this serve me? Does this serve my mission? If the answer is yes, then it would be something that you would want to add. If the answer is no, then it's something that you have got to say no to. So those are my four habits, those four positive habits that will help propel you to success if you implement them. If you've got big goals, if you've got big dreams, you really want to make sure that you are focused in on creating those positive habits that drive you forward. So if you would like to know four more positive habits that will help you boost your success, feel free to send me a message. I'll be more than happy to send those your way. Otherwise, I will chat with you guys tomorrow. Thank you all so much for joining me today, and I look forward to chatting with you soon. Ciao.